Hi everybody. So it is Thursday, which means you get to see my face every week on this day. This week we're talking about SpongeBob. I do have quite a few SpongeBob stories. I will share the best ones with you. But first, I'm going to share with you some really cool news. Well, two pieces of cool news. The first one is that today, when I finish making this video and after I shower, I'm going to go to the Social Security office to get my this means nothing to you. I don't know why I held this up because you don't know what's in here. I'm gonna get my gender changed with the Social Security office because this is a letter from Garamoni saying that, well, it basically says that I had sex reassignment surgery. So that's one exciting piece of news, and the other exciting piece of news is the shirt that I'm gonna wear there, and I'm gonna show you guys because it's cool. What the heck? I can't find it. It says, feminism is the radical notion that women are people. So there. So this week we're talking about SpongeBob, and SpongeBob is a sponge, and he lives under the sea with his friends in a pineapple. Well, his friends don't live there, only his pet snail, is it? Gary? It's a pretty cool show. I used to really like that show when I was a kid. Basically, the shows that I used to watch on Nickelodeon were... Okay, let's be honest. I watched basically every show on Nickelodeon. But SpongeBob was the only show on Nickelodeon that I actually owned paraphernalia of. Not drug paraphernalia, just regular old paraphernalia. I had this sheet set of SpongeBob, and I saw it at some store. It was probably Walmart, let's just be honest. It was Walmart. And it was for a full-size bed because it was in the kids section, and I have a queen-size bed, and I bought it anyway. Fuck that. I'm gonna make this fit on my bed because I want SpongeBob on my bed. As it turns out, that wasn't the smartest idea, especially after I washed it and dried it, because it just wasn't happening. So whenever I made my bed with that on it, I would just put it on one half of the bed, and then I would just kind of smooth it out on the other half, so I wouldn't have to lay on it. But this half would be kind of like my bed was made. The pillowcases were the coolest part. That was actually why I bought it in the first place, because it was just his face. It was just yellow and just his face. Which, when you think about it, doesn't really make sense, because he's kind of a pillow going this way, not a pillow going this way. But not everything is perfect, as you saw with the placement of the sheet. Relating this to trans. Actually, I'll tell you about my favorite episode and how it relates to trans people. And you all are going to be blown away. You all are going to be like, holy shit, that's far out connection. Well, first of all, my favorite character is Squidward, and I feel like I can relate to Squidward because he is kind of like a grumpy motherfucker, and he's just kind of like, he doesn't really take shit from anyone. He's just like, you know, fuck you, I'm gonna just like sit in my house and play my clarinet. I don't play the clarinet, but, you know, I just sit in my house and I go on Tumblr. So he's kind of, you know, he's all fed up with SpongeBob and all of his shit, you know, seasons 1 through whatever. He's dealing with SpongeBob and Patrick like every single day. And then one day he decides that he's going to move, and he's going to move into a community full of other Squidwards. So he moves into this community full of other Squidwards, and he's like so happy, and everyone is just like a grumpy motherfucker, and they just sit in their house and they play their clarinets all day, and they go out and they ride their bikes, and it's actually really cool because they're like floating in the air and their tires are spinning and they're like little bubbles coming out. And, you know, he's wicked happy. He's like, this is paradise. I'm with everyone who I relate to, and I'm with everyone who I've always wanted to be with. And then he's there for a little while, and he's like, fuck this, man. This isn't for me. I want to go back to the way things were. I want, you know, my weird, silly friends and, you know, all this stuff. So, I'm gonna... Oh, I just got a text. So, I am going to relate this to being trans in my life. I graduated from a women's college this past May. Yay, I graduated college. Good for me. And I really just wanted to be like stealth and straight, and I wanted to just totally get away from the queer spaces that I was in and everything queer related, and just exist in a straight cis space and have nobody know that I was trans. I wanted to be stealth so bad, and that was all I wanted. All I wanted was to be stealth. And so I finally graduated from a women's college. Women. And I did. I got a job at Dunkin' Donuts, so it's the shit. This job is the shit. No, I'm just kidding. It's really not. I got a job there, and I started working with straight cis people. None of them knew that I was trans. I mean, one of them suspected because her brother is trans. What are the chances? What are the choices? And nobody knew that I was trans, and nobody knew that I had this queer life, and it was really awesome. And I was like, this is paradise. I was Squidward, and I moved into this like neighborhood of people, or squids. I don't know, whatever. That's just technicalities. I just submersed myself in it, and I was like, this is where I belong. This is awesome. And then after spending a while there, I was like, oh my god, I miss my old life, and I miss being queer, and I miss, I don't know, I just missed it. I missed transness. I felt like Squidward, and eventually I will move back into the world of Bikini Bottom. So next week we are talking about England, which is funny because something just happened to me last night. I just talked to somebody from England last night, so that's funny. That doesn't happen very often to me. Okay, so see you next Thursday.